uni around us. And this strike is all about the university docking the pay of staff who took part in a marking boycott. That started back in April and meant that some grading was delayed. The university said it meant that 2% of their students, their English and drama students, didn't actually get to graduate. And for staff, they're facing massive holes in their salary as a result of these punitive pay reductions by the university. The university's stance is that if staff do not deliver their educational activities, they consider that to be a partial performance and will deduct 100% of pay. They say that position is in line with the universities and colleges Employers Association guidance. But I'm standing now with James Eastwood, the co-chair of the UCU Queen Mary branch. So James, what is it that you're striking for today?
This is part of a bigger wave of action defending pay and defending working conditions in our sector. But particularly we're out today because of the punitive way that our employers responded. We have colleagues who've withheld, a couple of dozen scripts of marking over the summer, but they're facing over 100 days of pay deductions. There's barely any institution in the country which is deducting that level of pay.
And that is yourself included?
Including myself, I'm being threatened with over 100 days of pay for not marking about 35 scripts.
And what would that mean for you in your life if you don't get that pay restored?
I mean, it would be serious for me if I relied on that income. I'm fortunate that I have savings. I'm fortunate that the union's supporting me. But we have colleagues who are on the breadline who are making the choice between whether or not they can eat and heat their houses and whether they can continue to participate in the action. We stand together with those colleagues. We've given them strike pay. But the university is clearly prepared to let them, go into poverty rather than come to a deal with them.
So your actions by not marking these papers did lead to some students not being able to graduate. Others didn't know their grades. Why should they suffer?
The students shouldn't have to suffer. They should be rightly angry about what's happening here. There should have been a deal which negotiated a way out of this, but the employers refused to budge from the beginning of the marking boycott until the end. While it's sad to see the impact on the students, we're proud to be standing up for our working conditions. If we don't do that, we're going to just be seeing a worsening and worsening, not only of our working conditions, but students' learning conditions. And that's not good for anyone.
So the UCEA says that now more work needs to be done to resolve these disputes. What would you need to see happen to stop striking?
We need to see an end to punitive deductions at this institution. We also need to see a pay deal which actually recognises the increasing cost of living. Staff pay has been declining 25% since 2009. We need to see an end to rampant casualisation and job insecurity. We need to see fair workloads and decent class sizes for students. And we need to see an end to pay inequality in the sector.
Thanks so much. Martin, that is James Eastwood, the co-chair of the UCU Queen Mary branch. Now, Queen Mary says they're working to minimise the impact of strikes on students. But of course, many have been affected, with their marking affected, their lectures cancelled. I've been talking to students here this morning.
Teachers should have the right to strike if they feel like their conditions aren't good enough. The stuff that's available to them, I feel like if they need to strike, they should. As far as how it's affected me, I don't know if any of my lessons so far have been cancelled, but I remember last year, a few of them were online. I had to look through PowerPoint lectures online, that kind of stuff.
Because it's only week one, I don't think it's really messing with our schedule, so I don't really mind. But I hope it doesn't really affect our studies. And I think they can answer emails also. I guess it would be better if they can answer emails because we need information, we need to do some things.
I also understand the uni's perspective as well. The tuition fees have not been, for national students, have not gotten higher in a long time. So, yeah, but again, like I said, so far I do understand the staff position more.
Well, Martin, staff at 140 universities were meant